years they canceled. I was saying they still got him on the card.
Good afternoon, everybody. Gives me great pleasure to introduce somebody who needs no introduction, Gene. No. Entrepreneur, author, restaurateur, everything with an on it, really. And the bass player for a little rockin' combo by the name of Kiss, who have sold, you've heard of them, who have sold, I think, 100 million records, and have more gold records than any other American band. In every category. He likes me to say that. The man, the myth, Gene Simmons.
Hi guys. You know, instead of are there children here? Can I speak plainly? Instead of the same old bullshit where I'm supposed to be more important than you are, can we turn the house lights? I want to come down there and talk to you over there. So hold on. Here I come, at least once. You see what I did there? Dun, 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 dun. I'm humming. Usually I charge people for this. Do we have lights? No. Hi, everybody. Thank you for giving me the clap. How you doing? Well, tell everybody.
I'm doing good. Very good.
Well, so am I. So this Wizard World thing is really cool, I think, because there's all kinds of cool stuff going on, and every second of the day you're going this way and that way and all that stuff. Me, I get to be here and have the best time of my life. And tonight, if you're doing nothing, come on down to the pageant, which is local, and I'll be playing there with a great set of guys, the Gene Simmons band, and we'll do all kinds of cool stuff that I don't get to do in this other band, that usually where I get to wear more makeup and higher heels than your mommy does. Yeah, actually that's true. What did you say? I like the high pitch that the female of the species has. Oh, this is a snake. I thought I was the only one.
This is Goldie, and we're the Wildlife Command Center. We love animals, and we love you.
Snakes like I'm out of here.
Makes sense. You like wild animals.
What's happening?
And you're dressed like this because
I'm the biggest Kiss fan ever, and my uncle took me for my 21st birthday to see you, and I've been in love ever since.
You're 21 years old.
Well, for my 21st birthday, I got front row seats to see you.
21. I'm 121. What's the name of the snake?
Goldie, would you like to hold her?
No, I have one myself. Thank you. Get to hold that one. Double fister on every day. See what I did there? But Goldie likes me. Wrap around the Jew. She's got a real good grip. So anyway, what I wanted to do besides talk all about me, and all this kind of stuff, is that everybody, oh, it's a she, that explains it. Is that, and by the way, the reason I wear shades even in the dark is because the sun never sets on planet Cool. And powerful and attractive Gene Simmons coming this way. Is that a gun in your pocket, or are you happy to see me?
Happy to see you.
Thank you, I'm happy to see you too. But in all seriousness, I just want to impart a little something that I learned along the way, because when I first came to America, see, I wasn't born here. I know I don't look Swiss. And when I first came to America, I was made fun of. You can't speak English, what are you, stupid, and all that. And now they all work for me. See how that works? Now, along the way, you have an inferred fiduciary duty, which sort of means it's your responsibility to teach yourself the language, and especially now that all information that mankind has ever amassed is yours for free. Siri allows you to go where no man and woman have ever gone before. Really. Siri, let's see. Siri, what do you call me? Siri, what do you call me? Oh, I guess you've got a bad signal here, but let's see if I can make her do what I want to do. Hold on a second.
You should have no problem making a woman do what you want to do.
Siri, what do you call me?
Sorry, I'm not sure what you said. Who are we calling? I'm not sure what you said.
Siri, what do you call me?
You're asking me, my Lord and Redeemer.
Finally. So in all seriousness, everybody has a journey, and I don't want to get too cornball and too inspirational and motivational and all that, although I do corporate speaking events, many of them, to very powerful people who actually are pretty miserable. And I write books about it. I've got another one coming out in a few months called On Power. How to become more powerful, make more money, and therefore get more chicks, you know? Because without all that accoutrement, you're not going to get the respect you deserve. And you deserve to be more powerful, and you deserve to make more money, right? Who among you would like less money? Raise your hand. Because if anybody raises your hand, I'll help you out. Any money you don't want, you can give to this Jew right here. Because it's never enough. You see, what's interesting is that Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and all the other well-off people go to work every day because they want more money and more power. And I think that's a good thing. And we're taught, the Puritan ethic remnant that we are, we're taught it's bad to want more and achieve more, and I just want enough to get by. That's a loser's game. Don't ever believe that, because there's no such thing as enough. It's never enough. You keep moving, keep your heart pumping, and then you die. And as soon as you stop moving, your muscles atrophy and you get sicker all the time, right? Unless you've got forward momentum like a shark in the water. Sharks actually drown if they don't move all the time. So I'm here to tell you that I'm doing okay in life. I'm launching a new magazine called Mogul. Nobody's ever trademarked that. I own that. That's coming in a few months. Mogul, which is going to be a entrepreneurial magazine that Richard Branson's going to be the first one. I already talked to him. I'll talk to President Trump. Lots of people who want to be in the magazine. I don't care about politics. You either make a mark in this world, or somebody's going to make a mark out of you. And there are two choices in life: is you're going to work for somebody, or they're going to work for you. Those are the two choices. If you're blessed to have a job, and I'd rather the other way around. As mentioned, I have another book coming out, and some of our folks are leaving too. See, I lost. And lots of stuff in a box set that's called The Vault. It's going to have 167 songs and there's a lot of cool stuff coming. I could go on and on and on. The me part, don't kid yourself, is a lot of hard work. You wake up every day. This morning I was up 5:30 in the morning, and I'll go to sleep at midnight. And every day is a full day. And anybody that complains they can't get to sleep isn't working enough in the day. Just work your ass off. You'll get to sleep. Don't you worry. So I want to talk less about me, and I want to engage with you. You'll have questions. So how long does it take you to put on your makeup and stuff? And if that's what you want to know, great. If you want to know, and large corporate entities pay me a lot of money, $100,000 to $500,000 to tell them how to make more money. So you want to talk about money and where to be and what to do? That's fine. She's shaking her head no. So anything you want to talk about, I'll talk, and I'll come right to you. But first is first. introduce yourself, tell us the story, and then talk.
My name's Ursula. That's it. That's me.
And good night.
Now I'm a mom and grandma, so I just want to know, how's your family?
Wonderful, thank you for asking.
How's your mother?
Fantastic. She is right now torturing the local restaurant because it's too bright over here, there's not enough light over here, there's too much wind over there, there's not enough wind over here, and there's too many people here, or there's not enough people here. By the end of the night, the maitre d' hangs himself. So my mother's great.
She's at the age you can do that. And are you going to do another reality show?
You know, I'd love to. Both Sophie and Nick are closing in on their own. About a year and a half ago, Shannon and Sophie had one. But KISS is in a touring cycle. We're going to Europe in May. We're going to be in Moscow May 1st. So it's tough to do a reality show, doing all that stuff. And, you know, look, I'm a blessed guy. We'd love to do it all, but everything and anything takes time. Hold on.
I said, are you a grandpa yet?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't. Sophie is 23, going on 56. Nick is 27, 28. They're both just, beyond anything. We're very lucky. And Shannon, what can I say? If it wasn't for her, I'd be in the pits. She said, it's true. How did I do?
You did good. Real good with her.
No, she did real good with no.
She stayed with you.
She's right. She's right. If you don't know, I was a jackass for 29 years. Oh, yeah. You can try to validate all that. It's in our DNA. We're men. We're just doing the Lord's work. Spread thy seed. It says in the good book. That's what we're doing. The Lord's work. Bullshit. We're arrogant. We're selfish. I know I was, and it took a good woman took a long time. If I was a woman, I'd kick my ass to the butt. I'd kick my ass to the street the first year. I'd be gone.
You have Wonder Woman.
You're right about that. And now, we're changing channels. We're going to take another microphone so you can all talk. Hold on a sec. All right. Grab it, the microphone.
Hi, Gene. This is Aaron David Vandergrift.
Don't stoop. Stand up straight.
Okay. And my question for you is, will there be a Kissology 4 DVD set?
There is another one. There's lots of stuff being planned. We're planning the KISS Cruise and the KISS this and the KISS that. KISS World, which has already been trademarked, of course. Yes, there will be. There's one that's been worked on for almost a year. It'll come out. Then there'll be a box set of 1, 2, 3, and 4 Kissology. Yes.
Awesome. Can't wait to get it.
Thank you, sir. Who wants it? I know it's small, but hold on to it. Come on, stand up. Let them see you. Face them. Face them. There you go.
Okay, well, actually, the question's about my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wants it?
Well, she has a question for you afterwards, but
Okay.
mine's different. She is getting ready to turn 18, going to college. She wants to open a homeless shelter. So what's your best thoughts for getting that started?
Okay, first is first. It's what I espouse in my books and my speeches. You must take care of yourself first. And that goes against, me first. Me first. Take a cue from the airline industry. And it says, and they tell you, when there's turbulence and the oxygen masks fall down and you're a mother and you have your child there and you would otherwise give your life for your child, what they actually tell you is put the oxygen mask on yourself first and then on your child. Because if you can't help yourself, you're not going to be able to help your child. So me first. Yeah. So you want to open a helpless shelter? The best way you can do that is become successful, make money. Put aside a certain amount every day to help somebody. Charity is wonderful. Philanthropy, the bigger word. But the more money you make, the more jobs you create, and the more people you can help. So you first. So you want to help people? Talk about your dreams. So stand up and take those glasses off. Yeah, we don't care. There's always excuses. I forgot to tie my shoelaces. Okay, hold on, microphone, and tell everybody, proclaim to the world, grab life by the scruff of the neck and say, this is who I am and this is what I want to do. Don't look at me, tell them. Yeah, don't do the chick stuff. Just be an alpha female. Do it.
I'm Tiffany, and I want to open a homeless shelter.
I know, but how are you going to make money to succeed, to be, the leader that you are? What do you want to do?
I want to be a special education teacher in children.
Great. So, great. You want to help people, but part of doing that is somebody's going to pay you something to do that service. And then once you get $100 or $1 million or 1,000, whatever that amount is, you'll apportion a part of it to charity. And maybe when you amass a certain amount, or here's an idea, maybe if you get lots of other ladies and guys your age who want to go into something, pool your resources so that 1 and 1 equals 3 and 4. Do you know what I mean by that? Yeah. So you ever try punching somebody in the face with one finger like this? It doesn't work so much, but when you put lots of fingers together, real together, you make impact. Yeah, so any one of us by our own makes very little impact. You want to make impact? Get lots of your pals together and, figure out what you want to do, when you want to do it, but always make sure you get paid first. You get paid first, because mom's waiting for that house you promised you'd buy her. So you get paid first, and after you, then you apportion out a certain amount to philanthropy and so on.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I was going to see how you came up with the name Wicked Lester before Kiss.
We were walking down the street, Wicked Lester. How did we come up with that instead of Kiss? So we were walking down the street in Chinatown in New York City, and Little Italy was right across the street from Chinatown. One stopped and the other began, and we had a loft, which was $200 a month, and we rehearsed there. And on the way to the loft, there was a sign that said Norman Watch Company. So for a split second, we were the Norman Watch Company. And then Paul turned around and said, nah, it's not wicked enough. Wicked? What do you mean, like Wicked Lester? Goes, oh, that's cool, Wicked Lester. And that's how it came about. So we recorded an album for Epic Records as Wicked Lester, and then we walked out of it because we didn't believe it. You gotta believe in what you do. And we literally, hindsight's 20/20 they say, but if nothing would have happened, we would have been stupid to walk out on a record deal. But we started all over again, got rid of the guys that didn't belong in the band, and did it the right way. I hope that was not too long-winded. But it gets to be long-winded because I love the sound of my voice. And I'm serious about that. The more you get delusional about yourself, and the more you think you're better looking than you are, because all of us wish we were better looking or thinner or taller or smarter or whatever, and the more in your face you are with anything, the more power and money you'll make. Imagine, let me take the glasses off for impact. Hold on. Look how pretty my eyes are, huh? But I'm serious. Imagine you go into your first job, right? And you put your resume, you know what that is. I farted when I was 2, and then I tied my shoelaces, all that stuff. And you put that piece of paper down to your potential employer who's going to give you money, right? You know what he or she's going to do? They're going to take that piece of paper and say, this is really interesting. They put it aside, and then, you know what they say? They say, tell me about yourself. The vacuum cleaner sale, well, you don't even know what a vacuum cleaner is. It's a machine that sucks up the dirt. Dyson. The stuff that sucks up the dirt. Vacuum cleaner salesman is actually not selling vacuum cleaners. He's actually selling himself. Yeah. So if she or he buys one from, it's because the salesman had the stuff. You're on stage. Shakespeare said the whole world's a stage, and we're all just players, right? And because other people are using their eyes and their ears, and they're looking at you and judging you and all that stuff, right? So be bold, be the star of your story. You're doing a good job by doing eye contact, because most people do this. Don't do that. You stand up. You're only going to get the respect you demand. And why shouldn't you be the leader of a country instead of some schmecklehead over there? Don't you deserve it?
Yes.
Good. That's a good answer. I like that one. That's the beginning. I deserve it. I know Mike Tyson well. Do you know Mike Tyson's too small, too short? His arms are too short to become a heavyweight champion. Everything about him is wrong. He's too short. He's got out of working cloth like living. Everything's wrong about him. Except he decided he wanted it. And then he went and worked his butt off day after day, and no meant nothing. And he became the worst killer to the other guys. He'd knock people out in 5-10 seconds. Nobody had ever seen anything like it. He was shorter, he no long arms, he didn't weigh as much as the other guys. And on the day he stopped believing himself, the great sea fighter knocked him out. It all begins inside. Okay?
The Button Queen from Popkist. And Gene, I wanted to ask you, you were once a school teacher.
Can you tell?
And you have multi-generations of fans. So, if you could boil it down to one message, what would you want to teach all of those generations that you have their ear?
Well, that's a good question, but the real answer to all of us is, see, once upon a time in history, people were illiterate mostly. And until the Gutenberg Bible, have you ever heard that, the Gutenberg Bible? Yeah, when they invented printing presses, these Germans. And before then, people couldn't read or write. And the people with power like that. Churches like that. Because if you didn't read, you couldn't ask questions and you couldn't read other people's different opinions and so on, and form your own. We were just sheep following dictum, D-I-C-T-U-M. In other words, ritual and all that. We were just like robots in the primitive days. And so once the Gutenberg Bible opened up the idea of being literate, books were starting to be, and then the Renaissance, as they say, but the Renaissance came. New music, free thought, people started thinking about other planets. We're not the center of the universe, and the church tried to kill people who thought differently and all that stuff. And we developed to the point where, when I first came to America in 1958, maybe it was 1858, when I first came here, I was shocked that there were buildings in every city called libraries. I know the kids are going, what's a library? They were buildings that our taxes built through the government, and you could read books for free. Anything, science, newspapers, even watch movies and stuff like that. Read the newspaper, and you can take the books home for free. And since then, and so I was one of those guys that read something called the Encyclopedia Britannica, 26 volumes, from beginning to end. And I went back and read some volumes twice. I got interested in dinosaurs and astrology and all kinds of ologies. Ology means the study of, as opposed to genealogy, which is slightly different. You see, these are semantics, but I'm not anti-semantic. What did he mean by that? So there is no excuse. The long-winded answer is there is no excuse for not moving ahead, getting your chess piece to move ahead in your chessboard on the way to success, because everything you want to know, all the knowledge amassed by mankind, and it was man. In those days, it was just man. It is mankind that built these buildings that, sorry ladies, we're equally, no, it was man. Let's get straight on that. Now you have a chance to become powerful. It's all here. Anything you want to know, anything is right there. You can ask a question, you get the answer, and all the information. So there's no excuse for saying, oh, I didn't know that. How do I become a good shoemaker? Actually, you can find out. Where are the most shoes sold? Well, it'll tell you which cities. So you can increase your chances of becoming a good shoemaker and having a larger audience by perhaps moving to those cities. Did I get close to what you're asking?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. School is just 1 and 1 is 2, and Columbus discovered America in 1492, which is also incorrect. And that he was Italian instead of Spanish. Yeah, all that stuff. And so how does that pay your, how does that teach you about taxes and mortgage and the capitalism system and free market economy? It doesn't teach you anything. But you can find out. You can go on the internet. In fact, if you want to find out about Wizard World, you can go on the internet and find out about Wizard World. Yeah. Or you can go to genesimmons.com. Thank you. Okay, well, you're a good-looking guy, but look what I got over here.
I just have a quick...
No. If they won't be able to hear you if you don't, you're going to move the microphone close to your mouth.
I'm sorry.
All the way out.
Okay, so I have a...
Can you get over the,
I'm sorry.
Can you get over the thing of the I'm sorry thing?
Okay.
Yeah, that...
I almost said I'm sorry again, but I have to...
Yeah, don't do it. It just makes you weak. Be strong.
I have a question. What advice would you give to women trying to go into the rock music industry, and what should I try to do to make myself more known in the music industry?
Okay, good question. You want the truth or the romanticized version?
The truth, man.
Rock is dead.
No, that's true. Not gonna lie. How can I bring it back to life?
And then it's not whether we like it or not, it's because the business model has now been corrupted. In other words, young people no longer want to pay for music. They download and file share and all that stuff. It doesn't affect me. But when a new band wants to go out there, they can't make enough money on the new music. So you have a better chance, unfortunately, depending on how you feel, if you're a country artist, if you're a rapper, and if you're 17 and 18 and do pop music. Other than that, as soon as you play guitar and stuff, the biggest bands in the world still play guitar. U2 and the Stones, and Kiss does okay. But we're really old. Even Foo Fighters, they're 50. They've been around 20-something years. So, well, let's play a game, okay? From 1958 until 1988, 30 years, we have Elvis, the Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, the Stones, and I could go on and on. Even in disco, you have Madonna. In pop, you've got Michael Jackson and the Jackson, U2, AC/DC, Prince, everybody. From 1988 until, did I mention the Beatles? Yeah, they were there from there. From 1988 until today, who's the new Beatles?
There's no new Beatles.
There are no. Nobody. Well, you can mention people who are popular. New Kids on the Block were popular, but that's not the same thing.
No one can replace the Beatles, though.
Well, you can if you give them a chance, because before the Beatles, it was Frank Sinatra, and it was before that, it was Rudy Valley and Bing Crosby. But there was a business model that supported that. Somebody printed up records that went into stores, they put your posters up, they gave you tour support, and then people paid money for that. And that's what supported the whole thing. As soon as you remove money, it becomes worthless. And it wasn't aliens who killed the record industry. It wasn't big corporate America. It was the freckle-faced kid next door who lives in his mother's basement who decided, you're rich, you don't need to do that, but you're killing the thing you love. So the new band that starts out is not going to get the same chance we do, which is sad. Did I just kill your dream?
No, not at all.
But I have a real pragmatic answer, and that is, whatever you want to do, you want to be a comic book artist, you want to be the new Michelle Nichols in Star Trek, you want to do anything, have a day job. Have something to fall back on. Because in the real world, you should treat your life like a car. Do you have a car?
No, I don't. I'm 15.
You're 15?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, people, do you have a car? Okay, hold on. You have a car?
Yeah.
Did you buy it or rent it or
Bought it.
bought it? How many wheels does your car have?
4.
That's incorrect.
5.
That's correct. But your car only needs 4 wheels.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not if you're going to get a flat tire, it's when you're going to get a flat tire. Yeah, that's right. So it's something to fall back on, right? Yeah. And you would do okay in life, but the reason she's here is to make sure you're going to do okay in life, see? Yeah, every step. No, not that way. This way. And that's why you succeed. And she's going, that's right. But in all seriousness, you want to do the rock and roll thing, go for it. Don't listen to assholes like me that say there's very little chance. As long as you can pay the rent and have something. So what do you do besides the rock thing? How are you going to pay the rent?
I want to be an EMT.
Excuse me?
I want to be a paramedic.
Paramedic, good. So you're going to go to school and learn stuff and learn things and get enough money to do that, and in your spare time you're going to do that. You're smarter than the average, fill in the blank. It was a pleasure to talk to me. Oh my God. If only I wasn't gay. Actually, you can't even make a joke nowadays. It winds up mean-spirited, and that's not what I want to be. I'll come over there. Oh, you don't, you're looking at my ass? What are you doing? Why not? I'll be right there. Okay, whose hand was up? Catch.
I caught it. Hi, Gene. Hi. I'm Nanette. I'm 60. I just turned 60.
I'm 67.
Hallelujah.
By the way, good for you, and I admire that you just put it out there.
I'm old. I love it.
That's incorrect.
I get a senior
No, there's
discount.
only alive and dead.
And I'm alive.
There's some really boring, dumb young people and some really hot-looking older people. So there's only alive and dead.
And I'm enjoying life.
Good for you.
I have a question for you.
I never touched her.
Can you share any very interesting experiences you've had in St. Louis with all of us?
What kind?
Interesting. What's your favorite part about St. Louis? We'll tone it down a little bit.
Well, we started a long time ago, before you were born. And the first time we went through St. Louis was in March of 1974, 43 years ago. We came into town in a station wagon. I was making $75 a week on salary. I'll answer that. Oh, wait, who's on the phone? Hold on. So we were making $75 a week in the back of a station wagon. So 2 of us would sleep in the back, and they said, you're going to be doing a radio promotion. So we went to the radio promotion someplace, got put on makeup in the back, in the bathrooms and stuff, and walk out and saw 50,000 people in something called the K-Sheet Kite Flying Contest. What's that? There you go. So that was 43 years ago. And that was the first big show we played. And we were told. Pardon me?
I was there.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you and I...
Oh no, she's too young, so no.
Okay, give me that back before I get in trouble. Oh, you need to say that loudly. Stand up. Tell him.
You're still so handsome, Gene. I'm here. You're gorgeous, inside and out.
I appreciate the inside part. Outside is genes, some are born with longer or bigger, all that stuff. Inside is totally up to you. You create the inside, the outside, somebody else had nothing to do with it. Although nowadays you can buy accoutrement. You know, put a second nose on the side, you can do all that. How about the lady with the top hat? Do you want me to throw it? You're gonna come out. Okay. Please do me the favor of putting the microphone close to your mouth so you sound as important as I do.
That shouldn't be a problem. My name is Julia Cobb. I sing lead in a rock band. We do covers. The name of the band is Bender. I also love to write.
What's the .com?
BenderTheBand.com. I also love to write about music. That's something I definitely want to pursue. I am going to graduate in August of 2018 with a professional writing degree. I just started a new website, or I'm about to launch it here in about a week, called juliapop.com. I wonder what your suggestions are for me as far as what I might be able to do to get that website up, and what I can do to be a success as a writer and make lots of money at this.
It's not an easy answer. You know, anybody starting off with anything, you know, I'm a dad, I've got a stroller, and I'm proud to do it, so I was thinking about starting a stroller company, and how do I become rich and famous? You know, it's so difficult. It's difficult to make money writing. Often, not always, it's celebrity itself that makes something viable commercially. People respond to names they recognize or something. Not always. So maybe the rock band can help. Maybe you can use your rock band as a conduit, which is a big word like gymnasium. Wherever you go, whatever you do, carry your message with you. So if you're playing a gig with Bender,
Bender.
Like you're on a bender.
Absolutely, that was the point.
Right. So when you're on, although I've never been high or drunk in my life, is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you go to a Bender gig and you do the show, but in there you should have signage, you know, branding. .com is what I do, send in your stories, blah, blah, blah. And then the more eyes you have, the easier it is to sell advertising. Because in the internet and magazines, because I'm launching a new magazine, the way you pay the rent is advertising. It's not circulation. Now this guy behind me is going to try to stop me from talking, but I'm not going to let him. So, what's that? You're used to it. He's got a very sweet fake British accent too. Here, say a few words. Here, you gotta listen to this. Go ahead, say a little.
Did you just hear it earlier?
Didn't understand a fucking thing you just said. Go ahead, say it again.
We really have to go in about...
Okay, very nice.
If you want someone to write for Mogul, you let me know.
If you want to write for Mogul, you have to let us know. The mountain is not going to come to you. You're going to have to go to the mountain, Mohammed. Okay, chicks.
Thank you, Gene. My name is Bill, and my question is, what can we as regular everyday people do to support Israel?
Oh boy. It's a politically charged question, but you know what to do. Whatever it is that floats your boat, there are all kinds of ways. Oh, music coming in too. There are all kinds of things you can do, and I don't want to be the one that should say you should or shouldn't. But if America doesn't support Israel in the Middle East, who are they going to support?
Absolutely right.
This little country was ready to do. They act as a point of history. They actually asked then President Bush, can we go and take out the Iranian nuclear facilities? They were ready to go out there, no help, they were going to take it out. They were told not to. Because in 1982, they did take out Saddam Hussein's nuclear plant. No UN, no nothing, they just went in and took him out. Otherwise, you would have had a nuclear Saddam Hussein. That's the answer.
Last bastion in democracy in the Middle East?
The only one. Thank you.
Girls can catch. Girls can catch.
Thank you. I am going to be a program manager for a foster care program. So what is a piece of advice to, one, keep my staff, keep them motivated, and be a strong leader?
Do you get paid for this?
I do get paid for it.
By the government, local, state?
It's a private agency.
Private agency, okay. You know, incentives, you know what that means?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to incentivize people who work with you, for you, and around you. Ego has to come down. The Japanese business model is the CEOs and everybody sit in open areas like this. So somebody making $500 a week and another guy that's making 500 million sit in the same area. And so there's these sort of, you know, it feels motivational instead of some guy in an office you never see. So they're real motivated. And the best kind of general is right at the front of the troops. Because they see him and they go, yeah, let's go. That's how Julius Caesar never lost a single battle. He was right in the front with his men. Instead of, okay, you guys, go and risk your life and go and do that. Yeah, it's not as motivational. So be a leader, a general. Be right in the thick of it, right in front of your troops. 1. 2 is reward excellence. If they can do something, it's not even how much or whatever, they get something, you know? When I was a kid, I used to get Cracker Jacks boxes. You'd get peanuts and popcorn and everything, and then you get a prize. You know, it's a popcorn fart or a fake, I don't even know what that is, but it sounds like, it's something I didn't have before. Give them a thing, give out awards for this and that. They put their name up and license, put it up. So incentivize, motivate, inspire. Be a leader. Chicks. I like girls.
Maybe please do one more question and make it a really good one.
All right then. Ready?
Okay, Gene, I'm Steve. I was born in 1970, so I was that first group of kids who fell in love with Kiss. Kiss Alive was my first record. I was the 10, 11, 12-year-old that bought the Kiss cards and the lunch boxes and all that first time around. Yes, so I was wondering if that surprised the band when that happened, that your fan base were kids like me and my friends who were 10, 11, and 12 years old in 1979 and 80, and how that changed the band from that point.
Were we surprised that you were buying all that stuff, you mean?
Well, that you were this heavy metal rock band. And
in those days, there was no such thing as heavy metal.
Okay.
People didn't say that. It was just heavy or something.
Yeah.
Or loud. The genre, the term came later, Black Sabbath and all that. Although they started a little earlier than we did. Were we surprised that we started selling lots of stuff? No. It was designed that way. Not by anybody else. No. We put order forms inside our records. We wanted to make it fun, goddammit. You know, all these bands thought they were so important, and that's like, shut up. There, but for the grace of God, we'd be asking the next person in line, can I have some fries with that, right? So we're all lucky to be able to do this, and we wanted to make it. I mean, I used to go see bands and I'd get depressed. They'd be looking at their shoes, I'm doing you a favor. But I even saw a guy who charged full price, cross-legged, bare feet on the ground on a Persian carpet with incense, playing an acoustic guitar. That's it? That's the whole show? So we wanted to give people bang for the buck. You go to see a show, you pay more money for one show than your records in those days, right? So what, for that 2-3 hours, give them something. So all the money we made, we stuck back in. And what is it, just music? No, we want toys, games. Basically Disney without the overhead. And you don't know what's coming. You know, we have the Kiss cruises. We have the Kiss golf course that's at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas. We have, we sold the Kiss football team. We have the Kiss limo service, and there's so many Kiss that make you want to throw up. We have even Kiss throw up. The Kiss Cola just hit the market. Woo! And there's no reason, here's a double negative, there's no reason why you can't have it all as long as you're willing to work for it. And you will fail plenty of times. Failure means nothing. Nothing. That first girl you asked to kiss you or be your girlfriend, she probably said no. Or maybe the second one. Just keep asking. You'll get one. That's that first kiss by that first yes. That's everything.
I'd have people screaming at me for you to come to photos. We have to go. So.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.